Hello and welcome to Tech Tricks Tutorials, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys the tier on the bunch of tiers here on Blox fruit. Okay, so the tier lists for Blox fruit is a popular, as you all know, can be quite intricate and subjective as they depend on various factors like the player's playstyle, skill level, and personal preference. However, there's a breakdown of certain fruits that could be ranked on the tier list. Okay, so without further ado, let's just go into it. So just sit back as I lay out the tiers. So the first tier that we're going to be talking about is the S tier. So these fruits are generally considered as the most powerful and versatile in the entire Roblox. The entire game of the Blox fruit right here. Okay, so they offer basically excellent combat abilities and mobility, such as that, etc., and utility. So here are the top fruits of this tier right here. We have the dark fruit, the yummy or no me. So its gravity manipulation abilities makes it incredibly versatile. So both offensive and defense. It's basically, its ability to nullify the devil fruit powers of opponents is a huge advantage in PvP combat. And the next fruit is the magma. So magma fruit, so also known as magu, no mi. So it provides a strong offensive capabilities with its lava vase attacks. So basically just high damage and high damage output, and also area control. Okay, we also have the suke or suke no mi. This fruit grants the power of invisibility and allowing for stealth approaches in both PvE and PvP situations. So it's particularly effective in PvP combat for surprise attacks on evasion. Now we've gone with the tier S here. Let's move along to the A tier. Again, this is a brief introduction into the tiers here. So the A tier, these fruits are powerful and useful, but might lack some ability of the versatility or raw power of the S tier fruits. So basically, this is the class B of the entire thing. Okay, so the Gura fruit, okay, which is its earthquake generating abilities. This fruit offers solid AoE. If you don't know what AoE is, it's area of effect. So damage and crowd control, making it effective in both PvE and PvP scenarios. Okay. Also the Pika fruit. I know it sounds kind of silly, but it's A tier, basically a really powerful stuff here. So the ability to move at the speed of light grants exceptional mobility, and not just that, making it difficult for opponents to hit. That's basically one of my favorite to do, and it's great for hit and run tactics and just basically escaping tough situations on the game. Okay, so having these type of fruits and having these being able to attain these certain levels or tiers or really good at the benefit of the player. So moving on to the B tier. So in this tier are still powerful fruit, but this tier is kind of like in the third place here. So Yeah, fruits in this tier are so powerful, but may have more, situational uses, like, or lacks or the same level of dominance as those as in higher tiers. So the fruit in these tiers are the string of fruit. Okay, so Ito, the string of fruit here. There you go. So while it offers unique abilities like creating strings for offense and defense, its effectiveness heavily relies on the user's skill and creativity. And OP fruit, or the OP fruit, as the community sort of like jokingly calls it. Now it's for its ability to create a room where the user can manipulate objects within a certain radius, basically. It's powerful but requires precise timing, and yeah, not really my favorite. This one uses precise timing and strategy to fully utilize and requires a lot of skills, especially for guys who are just starting out. I don't recommend this one. Just starting out on the game itself. Okay. Now we have the ice fruit. Hiyono. So grants control, still in the B tier here, guys. So grants control over ice and providing defensive capabilities and crowd control, where it lacks the downside of this one is lacks the raw damage output of the other fruits. So basically its utility is slowing down opponents. It can be vulnerable. Very good on boss fights, especially if you're going on quests. Especially, I'd like to use this when I was facing the what do you call this one? The marine guy. I was about to get his coat, so I forgot his name here. The one that Admiral, yeah, Vice Admiral, yeah. So that's basically it for this tier. Okay, yeah, still powerful, but may also have situational uses, or lack of the same level of dominance as other tiers. Okay, now on the C tier, moving on to the C tier, fruit in this tier might have a niche uses or as less, effective compared to other most fruits. So what are we at now? This is probably level 4 down in the tier list. And also the fruits here, 3 fruits, the Gomu Gomu. So where it offers stretching abilities. It's generally considered as less effective in PvP combat due to predictable attacks and lack of versatility in compared to other fruits. So yeah, Gumu also part of it. We have the Goro fruit. These words are really getting hard to pronounce. And yeah, despite lighting based powers, and it's often considered as overwhelming due to its limited range, and yeah, not really a good one, this one. So this is one of the least favorite fruit that I like to utilize on this one. Yeah, despite its lightning based power, basically it offers, it often's considered overwhelming to it's really considered overwhelming to some users. So predictable attacks, that's just basically it. Okay, so that's for tier C. And don't forget about the of course the Sana, or how do you pronounce this? I don't know. It grants control over the sand and offering some utility in movement and defense, but really lacking in a bit of a lack at the same level of versatility as other fruits. Okay, so these are fruits that really belong in the lower tier or the C tier. basically. So keep in mind that this tier list is subjective and can be vary depending on the individual, really. So yeah, basically the dark fruit, or the yummy no, I don't know. So gravity, basically TRS, basically. So gravity manipulation, basically. So allows the user to create black holes and manipulate gravity, nullify the abilities of the other devil fruits. So this makes it incredibly versatile in both offensive and defensive. So all this really implements to the strategy. And nullification also in this one, its ability to like cancel out powers of other devil fruits gives this user the significant advantage of PvP battles, just basically. And they can just, as they can neutralize their opponent's abilities to like really at a really low pace. So high damage is also, it's gravity based attacks really considered as considerable damage, basically. So making it this fruit as a formidable choice for both choice and ranged in combat, basically. So yeah, I love this one, especially the utility. And on tier S, we're talking about tier S. So beyond combat, the ability to manipulate gravity has a utility of for movements, exploration, and puzzle solving within the game world itself. And lastly is the second of all, I'd like to put this on the third place, but the third place of the fruit on the tier S, that is. So Suke probably is second, but on the magma fruit, lava manipulation, users of the Magu basically can generate lava, which a very potent offensive capabilities, especially, and also the area control here. And lava-based attacks cover a wide area, making it effective for crowd control and denial in both PvP and PvE scenarios. High damage output, okay, basically. Lava attacks could typically deal significant damage over time, making it challenging for opponents to basically withstand prolonged engagement with this one. Okay, and versatility, that's where it all boils down to. Its abilities to just are useful in various situations, from raiding bosses to engaging in intense PvP battles. Really good. And I'd like to say that I put this on second place, but yeah, what the hell, let's just go through the 2K fruit here. Invisibility, not really my type, but of all the fruits on tier S, it's real good, and it's really powerful also. So we're talking about tier S, basically. And invisibility, grants basically allowing more stealth in approaching enemies and surprise attacks. Is basically it. And also that, not also just that, this is the strategic advantage on this fruit that's really useful, by the way, in terms of in PvP combat. Invisibility, provides significant strategic damage and enabling users to ambush opponents or evade attacks more effectively. And aside from that, it really grants user the ability to allowing stealth approaches and surprise attacks. And aside from that, that's basically it for the aside from the versatility, of course. And while primarily a PvP oriented fruit, is also has the invisibility, also has utility for PvE, such as sneaking past enemies or competing missions undetected. So yeah, that's just it. These tier S fruits are considered some of the most powerful versatile options in Blox fruit due to their unique abilities, strong combat abilities and strategic advantages, basically in PvE and PvP gameplay. However, it's essential to know that the effectiveness of each fruit can also depend on the player's skill level. Okay, so you can't just basically depend on these fruits alone. You also have to have skill. That's what's good about this game, and the specific situation they find themselves within the game. Basically all boils down to the player. Okay, so yeah, of course you could go to skills. You could like make a debate about skills, but when it all boils down to like pure, what do you call this one? To like pure skill level, and versus someone who just like have a lot of these tiers that we just mentioned. It all boils down to skill level. They help, but yeah, they don't matter that much in terms of like skill. So yeah, basically a tier list is just a hierarchical ranking system. It's really important to know about these things because it really helps you as it goes along. Okay, so categorizes elements into different tier based on their perceived power, utility, and effectiveness within the game. So these tiers are often labeled as tier S, A, B, C, and all of that. Okay. So yeah, I do believe that they've based this off of manga because there's tier levels and powers on I'm talking about the manga characters. I know this doesn't make sense to all of you guys, but yeah, it's just good detail to add in. Tier S heroes, tier A, B, C. C is the lowest, okay? So S is representing the highest level of strength and viability, and subsequent tiers descending in power, okay? So as a criteria of evaluation, tier lists are subjective and can vary on depending on the criteria used for basically evaluation. So in the context of Blox fruits, factors maybe influence the placement of abilities. Basically, items on tier list could include damage output and the amount of damage a particular ability could inflict on your enemies that could aid you basically on your missions. Okay, so that is a versatility, very important to know about these things. And accessibility, of course, how easily obtainable or usable ability item is within the game. So a lot of things aren't really that easily attained in this game, so that's it. And yeah, role of the influence of updates and balancing. So tier lists are basically dynamic and can change over time due to game updates, so it really plays a big factor on this one. And balancing adjustments made by the developers of this game, and ability to an ability to earn an item was once considered to be OP, but overpowered, but maybe nerfed on the subsequent updates, because more and more details will be added into this, basically. Okay, so that's I've probably covered the basics of these tiers that basically covered all of it, basically. So yeah, you guys just go ahead and make sure to implement and put these knowledge into good use, as I took the time to do research for you guys, and that's really basically it for the entire thing. Okay, so I certainly hope that this video is of any help for you guys. Please click like and subscribe, click the notification bell, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching Tech Trick Tutorials, and you guys have a nice day.